Kyle. Hold it tight, Kyle. Okay, move it. Let's follow it.
Dave, he needs somebody to hold one. We are. Do you want to take pictures for you? Want to hug them?
We'll both hold it like this. Okay?
Thank you.
I'm throwing with my line. I don't need that.
First big win.
Okay, and then Borachim Habaim, we welcome you. With this moment, your hopes are being fulfilled. This moment is a merging of two paths of life into one. Borachim Habaim, we welcome you to a loving partnership. Many people like to do things spontaneously. Some people can do things spontaneously if they have enough warning. We like to do it the former way. We like to be spontaneous without any warning whatsoever. Yesterday we were talking, the three of us, and I wanted to get an idea. I thought it would be nice before we did the wedding ceremony if I got to know them a little bit. Of course I know them already, I'm just kidding. But I thought it would be nice, and I wanted them to tell me about themselves. But a funny thing happened. They didn't tell me about themselves individually. All they could speak about was themselves as a couple. All they could talk about was their relationship. No one talked, I didn't hear the word I once. All I heard, not hi, I. I didn't hear the word I once. All I heard was we. All they talked about was their relationship, how they met, how they fell in love, how much they love each other. That's all they could talk about. And that's all that this is about. This is about love. This is about two people becoming one loving partnership. And so my role here, I think, is almost superfluous. Think of me as a kind of partnership commitment maitre d', where I will introduce everyone to one another, and it's really the couple themselves that are forming this commitment and forming this partnership and forming this loving relationship. So in the real sense, I'm not even officiating at a wedding. All I'm doing here is watching over this beautiful couple, in front of their loving family and friends, as they exchange vows to each other. It is my pleasure and privilege to do this, and I'm very honored to be here. In honor of this occasion, I have found, I've searched far and wide, and of course with the internet we can do that, for an appropriate thing to read. And oddly enough, it's not from the Talmud and it's not from the Mishnah, but it's from, no, it's not Hopi Indian stuff either. No, it's not from Monty Python. But it's close. It's from Shakespeare. And it is Sonnet 116. And it says, "Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It is a star to every wandering bark, whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error and upon me proved, I never writ, nor no man ever loved. We have a blessing in the Hebrew tradition, in the Jewish tradition. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. Praise be thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sustained us, kept us alive, and enabled us to celebrate this very happy occasion. And now my role is just about done here, except for the end. I want to say a final blessing. I reserve that right. And I'd like to turn it over to Gigi right now.
But I need a strong man to hold these things. Because if I let go, then we're all going to blow into the lake.
Thanks for throwing Gigi in the drink.
I'm so happy to be here at this beautiful place on this beautiful day. And when I first met Larry about 3 years ago,
3.5 today.
three and a half today. And afterward, Terry said, well, what did you think of Larry? I said, well, I like him very much, but he's so ferociously independent. That really bothered me, but that's because I'm ferociously independent too. So I'm very happy to have him in the family, and I'm happy that you're in the family, and I'm happy that everybody's here today. It's a beautiful day. Thank you all for coming.
Today's the beginning of a new life for not only my mom and dad, but for me. There were hard times when my mom was single. We had to rely on my grandparents and Gigi a lot. And now I have a dad and 2 grandparents, an aunt, 2 uncles, and 2 cousins who I can rely on, along with my other family as well. And I've never felt such strong companionship before. And I hope and pray that we will stay together forever. I love each and every one of you. Thank you.
Larry, would you like to speak first? Or forever hold your peace? Oh, you have to turn around. Should I help you with this?
I need my stuffings down there. Bring me raise the back, and I need the music stand.
You aren't going to play for us on your guitar, are you?
Maybe, could be.
I don't know if anyone's
There's a
as
stand.
good as somebody did. Lindley, you made me cry.
Check, check. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Does he have a short name?
Hi. Oh, hi.
Could you move this closer, please? And does this raise?
Sorry, that's Kai's closer.
Really? Okay, could you take...
I'm trying to get the book.
That's really nice. That's not gonna work.
Hey, how about the free?
That's cool. Just bring it closer. We decided to do our vows to each other,
And keeping with the theme, Ka'u oleo ha'a ahiki I oi keli. My vow to you, Terry. This was supposed to be able to be easy land.
Is that in French?
That's in Hawaiian. Okay, you can move away.
I can move away?
No, for peeking over my
Oh, I
shoulder.
can't. Oh, so I have to hear this for the first time? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I was never one for brevity, so bear with me. There is no way I would let this day pass without expounding on the true meaning of Terry's and my bond. This may sound academic at times, sometimes even like a dissertation. But heck, I had a lot of time on my hands this past 9 months. Have a seat, I know I am. Make yourself comfortable. I went through a year of laying down with the last 5 months on strict bed rest. I'm sure you can all bear 15 minutes of sitting down listening to me. Romeo and Juliet, Caesar and Cleopatra, Lucy and Ricky, Tracy and Hepburn, Joni and Chachi, Fred and Wilma, Bonnie and Clyde, Joyce and Sandy, Jessica and Tom, Joe and Sally, Terry and Ken, Caitlin and Shane, Dave and Ellen, Jack and Vivian, Carolyn and Will, Nicole and Art, Robin and Nina. All these couples have one thing in common. Yes, they are all people in history, some are even in our family. But there is even more important similarity. There were 2 of them. Yes, they say it takes 2 to tango, but it also takes 2 for a relationship. 2 people to decide how strong it will be and what path it will take. Anytime you have 2 people in close proximity, you have a relationship. You're waiting at a bus stop and someone else comes and sits down. Your relationship is defined not only by the distance between you, but also by the fact that you are now known to others as those 2 people sitting at the bus stop. You have a relationship with a pimply-faced McDonald's cashier, whether you want to admit it or not. He says, "Welcome McDonald's." You order. He asks if you want to supersize that for 39 cents. Upon your acceptance or denial of this offer, he rings you up, etc., etc. Yes, a short, albeit forced relationship, but a relationship nonetheless. Both of you decided just how far that relationship would go. Think about it. Which brings me back to the aforementioned couples. Each of the parties involved decided to become a part of the relationship, overlooking and adjusting to any obstacles for the greater good of true love. Each person decided how much investment they would have in the relationship to make it work. Each of these relationships all taught each and every one of us, in one way or another, about the elements that go into making a successful relationship. This brings me to the relationship that we have at hand, between me and you, Terry, my beautiful new partner. This is not a come-and-go relationship we all see happening all around us. This is true love, one containing all the qualities that will ensure that a marriage will work. Trust, compassion, understanding, mutual admiration, friendship, honesty, and love, and no laughing. We are, in a word, soulmates, and will be for eternity. As the great philosopher Chauncey Gardner once said, in a garden... in a garden, growth has its season. First comes spring and summer, but then we have fall and winter. And then we get spring and summer again. I liken our love to this allegorical garden. There are times where love will grow, and there are times things will remain status quo. Furthermore, there might come times when the weather is stormy. But as sure as flowers bloom in the spring, our love will continue to grow and our bond strengthen even more from the storm. Chauncey continues, "It is possible for everything to grow strong, and there is plenty of room for new trees and new flowers of all kinds. Symbolically, this relates to our love as the strength of our love, mighty as it might be, can always be improved and made stronger. The potential for fully realized love is as far-reaching a concept as space is vast. True love appears to be as close to fully realized love as 2 can get, and this is what we have. This is not to say that we will never have a fully realized love, as this is a boundaryless concept anyhow, an ideal we will always be working together towards. With this goal in mind, we will incorporate different novel approaches to show our care for each other, the new trees, new flowers of our love. No true love is ever fully realized because if it were, it would stagnate and have nowhere to go." Chauncey then declares, "A garden needs lots of care and a lot of love. And if you give your garden a lot of love, things grow. But first some things must wither, some trees and fresh young saplings take their place, and for this reason you can watch that garden become very beautiful. Our bond together, our relationship, will require constant care, constant tending, constant love. Old relationship and behavior patterns that have no place in our relationship can be left behind, as new ones, suited for our relationship or our garden, will take their place. As this is happening throughout our life together, we will watch our relationship become more and more beautiful. Gardner ends his exposition with, "The garden needs a lot of care. It is a good garden." Plainly stated, yet concise and to the point, and never more truer. Our relationship, our bond, our marriage will require a lot of care. Both of us, I know, are certain to constantly care for our garden, and thus it will maintain its strength. It is a good relationship, a good bond, a good partnership. We go from one great philosopher to one great thinker and dreamer, Terry Singer, nay, Michaels. Terry, I hope you don't mind this, but I'm going to use your words, for good of course, not evil. Yeah, this isn't a secret. I'm not disclosing anything that someone couldn't already see at www.edm.net/LSinger/singerfamily.html. I call you a great thinker and dreamer because on that webpage, not only is there the story of our love, but posted there for all to see as proof that you possess these qualities. You shared with me a letter you had written to yourself dated 1980. In this letter, you outlined exactly what you wanted in a partner, and by doing so, made writing my vows simpler. You started this letter off by writing, "I'm looking for a man who is motivated enough to know, search for, and achieve his goals." Well, honey, you probably figured that already. But I'm a man who is very motivated and goal-oriented. Things may take me a little bit longer, but I do them. My track record proves it. And the fact that I complete them, let alone even attempt them, given the physical barriers and limitations that confront me, should be proof enough that you will be marrying a man motivated by his goals. And love, just so you know, I will complete my dissertation. If I was able to write this much, my vow, a dissertation will be tiddlywinks. Yes, I've had some minor setbacks as of recent, but it will complete now that I'm back on my feet. And speaking of feet, you continue in your letter that you want a man strong enough to stand on his own feet and at times allow me to stand on his feet too. Little did you know at the time that those words would be so prophetic, in an ironic sort of way. Isn't it odd that the man that you ended up with who could stand on his own feet doesn't stand on his feet but uses a wheelchair to get around? This reminds me of all the people that want to know what you're doing with a man in a wheelchair. This seems to imply that standing signifies strength. But you were able to look beyond that. From that fateful night, you were able to take the risk. You were able to overlook the wheelchair and look deeper, deep into my soul. And there you found a man who is self-assured, driven, intelligent, sensitive, caring, loving, egotisms aside, and one who is also willing to let you stand on his feet. And sit on his lap, for that matter. You continue by stating your desire for a man who is willing to accept the responsibility that his family comes first, that his relationship with me is his primary relationship. Well, I'm willing and ready to accept both responsibilities. And really, these would not be new responsibilities I would be taking on, for they have been responsibilities I had adopted since we met 3.5 years ago, to the day. Then you describe that you want a man who won't keep me guessing and is open enough to express his loves, needs, desires, fears, hopes, and wishes. Not only do I consider you the love of my life, my soulmate, now my partner, but I also consider you my best friend. The fact that you are all these things to me makes opening up to you easy. We don't play games, no guessing. You know what you see is what you get with me. You know more about me than anyone has ever known. And as partners, we will continue with this openness, for it makes for such a smooth existence together. You conclude in your letter that you want a man who will be a little boy and let me be a little girl as a man and woman. Some of the most fun and exciting times we have with one another are when we're able to shed our adult roles and be playful little children. Being a responsible adult all the time can make for a very dull existence. The little boy in me loves the little girl in you as much as the adult man in me loves the adult woman in you. I promise you that while it is true I possibly will get older in chronological age, the little boy in me will always be there for the little girl in you to come out and play with. You wrote this letter as a way to manifest this man that you wanted in your life. As can be seen, you succeeded.
Ask what you want.
I hope we can share something with these people who came to witness this momentous occasion. I hope they take home something from our lesson. Often in therapy, when a client doesn't have what they want, or worse, doesn't know what they want, I ask them to quantify their wants and desires on paper, writing a letter to themselves about what they would like. This way they now have stated on paper what they want and can work towards getting it. I urge all of you to try it. It worked for Terry. My dear, it's no secret that this has been a real tough year. We survived the rigors of a 3-month hospital stay. We acquired and built our own home that now stands as a fortress of our love. I can do this. We made the transition from hospital to home, only to take 10 steps back in my healing process due to faulty medical advice. We planned, masterminded, diagrammed, and accomplished all the wonderment you see today and will see on Saturday. We overcame all the odds and healed my wound, so we could have the ceremony at this gazebo rather than in bed. Yes, we've proven we've got what it takes. If anyone doubts our survival skills, our ability to make love last through any circumstances, I've got a couple referrals I could send them to for some mental health. You've been such a fortress of strength for me over this incredibly trying time, and I'm eternally grateful to you for it. And I want you to know, as if you don't already know it, that I do and will continue to support and love you with the same intensity as you have shown me. In closing, my dear, since I haven't explicitly stated it, thus not making it legal, I do vow to you a continued lifetime of love, laughter, happiness, strength, and joy together. I love you, Terry. You're my forever love. Isn't that cool? This one is Ko Oleo Pa'a Ahiki I O Malia. My vow to you. And now for something completely different. I'm going to dress you, Lindley, so you gotta come up here. The day after I gave the engagement ring to Terry, Terry had shared with you the new addition to her hand. You and all your youthful bewilderment commented, "Oh, Larry never gives me presents like that." I had to act fast to get a ring talk for you. The next day I proposed to you to be my daughter, just as I proposed to Terry to be my wife. You giddily accepted, and so today everything becomes full circle. I'm going to finish what I started. We always hear the comment that you look a lot like me, so it's almost like in some kind of odd, parallel universe kind of way that this was always meant to be. It was just a matter of time before we were all ready to become united. Since I've known you, Lindley, I've always felt fatherly towards you, and I'm forever grateful to you that you've allowed me to exercise this instinct. Just as your mom did, you fell so easily into instantly accepting me and looking deeper into my soul to find out who I am, rather than allowing outside appearances to affect your feelings about me. I've always felt them, and they've always seemed to have been unspoken, but nevertheless understood. But since we're making promises today, I vow to you, Lindley, to love, respect, give strength to, provide a stable environment for, be a good role model to, take care of, and always have the best interests in mind for you. I love you, Lindley. I had a lot of time on my hands, I'm telling you.
It's a hard act to follow.
Okay, well. Here, you hold these. I just want to raise it so that I can. Devlin's a whiz with this. Thank you. Well, obviously the school that I went to was the Reader's Digest School of Condension. I studied via Cliff Notes, so mine will be fast and furious. I really would like to start by telling Lindley, I'm going to read exactly what I wrote because what I wrote is exactly what I feel. Lindley, would you like to come up? Lindley, I make a commitment to you today to create a loving relationship with Larry and his family, all of his family. A family with whom you will always feel cherished and loved. I promise to make a home for you where you will feel safe and where you will be equal partners throughout our lives. You're my child and have always held a special place inside my heart. Oh, I'm lousy at this. This place is reserved for you and nobody else. There will never, ever be anybody or anything ever that can take this place in my heart. When you were tiny, really little, you used to say, "Pick me, pick me." I did pick you, and it was the most precious present that I ever gave myself. What I really want to do is thank you for picking me to be your mom. I love you. Okay, that was hard. Now let's go to Larry. Larry, more than one person has asked me why I've chosen to take this step with you. And without any hesitation, there's only one answer that I could give. I can't think of a nicer present to give myself or to Lindley. Larry, I not only make this commitment to you, but to our families as well. I am now taking into my care and keeping the happiness of the one person in the whole world whom I love the best. I agree to share strength, responsibilities, and to share love with you. I will encourage you in whatever you set out to achieve. I will trust you, I will trust life, and I will be unafraid with you by my side. I wish for us a home, not a place of stone and wood, but an island of peace, a place from which we will receive strength and support that stays with us throughout our daily lives. I hope that our home encompasses the beauty of nature, that has within it the elements of simplicity, beauty, silence, and color in concordance with all of our dreams and aspirations. I wish for us a home of books, poetry, music, and above all, laughter. A home with all of the things which represent the highest of both men and of women. May beauty surround us both in the journey ahead and through all of our years. Larry, today and every day I give myself totally to loving you, striving to do whatever I can do to help you feel happy and secure, treating you with kindness, understanding, and respect throughout our lives. I do take you from this day forward to have and to hold as equal partner in my life, to whom I give my deepest love and respect. I humbly open my heart to you as sanctuary of warmth and peace, where you may find a refuge of love and strength. At the last moment of my life, I want to be beside you. I love you. Should I do these first? Oh. Lindley? The second gift that Larry ever gave me, well, actually the third. The first was his love. Well, the first actually was his angel, which I wear every day, and it protects me and keeps me warm and safe. The second gift that Larry ever gave me was on Valentine's Day, 1997, and it was this beautiful ring that says, "I am my beloved, and my beloved is mine." It's in silver, and the day that Larry gave it to me, he said, "Someday I'll replace it with a gold one." He is today. Larry and I would both like to pass this to you, because you are our beloved, and we love you. Wear it in good health. I had actually given Larry a ring a couple of years later, and last year in the hospital it fell off his finger unbeknownst to him, and a orderly ran over it with a gurney and squished it. So he wore that ring for a while, and I wore the beautiful ring that he gave me from his great-grandma. Larry, I have a ring to give to you. This is just a tiny little token also that tells that you are my beloved. I love you with all my heart. heart and all of my soul. I dare you. Not in
Terry,
Yes.
I have a token to give you.
Okay.
This is you are my beloved, I am my beloved, and my beloved is mine.
Thank you.
To replace the ring that I have just got from you.
That's right. I love it. Now it's your turn.
If I spoke as long as Larry did, ever, I would never work as a rabbi again. It is now my pleasure and honor to bless you both. After the blessing, we will break the glass. The glass is I'll tell you about the glass later. But all I wanted to say was I can see how deep, and we all can see how deep and endless is your love for each other. And if this seems like a loosely structured wedding, and it was, I think it works better when the structure is defined by the love and not the other way around, where we try to work our love around a structure. And I think this is the way to live a life, that your love will set the structure for your life. And the love will set the boundaries. And your love will put a form to your life. And let that be the theme of this ceremony, that love paves the way, sets the form. Love is spontaneous and real and in the moment. And the structure will follow. The form will follow. And that's what's creative about it, because we don't know what form that will take in the future. And it's exciting and it's wonderful. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May Adonai bless and protect you. Yo'er Adonai panav eilecha v'chunecha. May Adonai show your favor and be gracious to you. Yisod Adonai panav eilecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May Adonai show you kindness and grant you peace. We conclude the ceremony with the smashing of a glass. This act reminds us of the holy city, Jerusalem, the trials it has endured, which we all can relate to, through the ages, and our insistence on keeping her in mind, even on the happiest of occasions. Maybe someday, Larry and Terry and Lindley will visit Jerusalem and be a part of her grandeur and spirit. Between now and then, let us pray that however many pieces this glass will break into, so may Larry and Terry's happiness be multiplied.
Woohoo! Here, I'll come and get the glass here, because I don't know how many things I've got there. Oh, would you like to Oh, go ahead. I dare you. Go for it. have come to play us a beautiful song. We didn't want to push the button, so we came back.
Oh, no.
Does everyone know where to go? We're going to the Olive Garden over on Barranca.
I have little maps.
Okay, you know where? It's just down lake, right on Barranca, and then you'll see it on the right. Past color. I mean Alton. Sorry, it's not Alton. We're on Barranca. She has instructions.
Well, you know the years roll by in the year 2070. You're gonna look around from each other across the breakfast table, and you know some things never change.
Let me find them.
Yay! Oh my God, you guys, I love you so much. And I know that you guys are going to last forever. I thought that forever didn't exist because of my own experience, but you guys are such an example, and I just wish you the best. Always, always. I love you.
Love of your life. It's the last one. What can I say? Marriage. Your glass is half full. I love you guys. You're making me the club. See you later.
Very special couple. They're an inspiration, and I know that their life will be long and happy together. And they really are great together. I'm very proud to be their parents. Thank you.
Myself, my cousin Larry, when I fly out on this day from Las Vegas, I love my cousin Larry, and he seems really happy with Terry, and I'm very excited.
And I gained a daughter.
That's it.
I love you. Bye-bye.
I can take my son himself. You're supposed to talk, right? Oh, okay. Talk to me. Oh, well. You want to make it very,
Rotating dancing.
well, many blessings to Terry and Larry.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's
You like your dad?
Yeah, that's a big story about the big hammer.
Congratulations to Larry and Terry. May the rest of your life be even happier than today is.
Larry and Terry, congratulations. Thank you very much for inviting us. We really feel special to be here today.
Wedding.
Very lovely.
Wow, tears, that's for sure. You guys are spectacular. Wish you all the best of luck.
I haven't cried in a while, but I cried today, so a little too much, but it was fantastic. And we wish you guys the best in the future, and I know things will go great for you.
What a beautiful ceremony, and best of luck to you.
Beautiful. Congratulations. It was wonderful. You two are made like a match made in heaven. Congratulations.
Pretty in Linday too, in Hawk. So everyone gets together so long, but today, from today, you guys are really family. So let me know some family parties. I'm waiting.
Well, I just wanted to say, Larry, I've known you for so long, and I'm glad our friendship has continued, and I'm glad that you brought me into your circle here with Terry and Lindley, and I just want to say how happy I am, and it was a really nice wedding, and much happiness and congratulations.
Congratulations. Very happy for you guys. We love you. And I got the flowers.
We both are happy for you. Joshua, want to say something?
Joyce?
Huh. I think I am going to go to Florida. Mazel tov.
Couple, and I'm so grateful for your friendship, and I look forward to a long and happy relationship with all of